good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Captain Kazoo back again after the astounding, amazing, exciting National Kazoo Week programming. Let me turn this guy off. This, my friends, is the Kazaxi. It's a kazoo playing a saxy, and we got two tones going now. The Kazaxi. We'll get back to this later, but I just thought about this morning, and I said, hey, let's give that a try. Anyway, here we are. National Kazoo Week, National Kazoo Days, D-A-Z, and we were all in the days celebrating, etc., etc. Wow, and here it is. It's February. It's the day before the day before Valentine's Day, and it's Black History Month. And the subject that I'm going to choose for Black History Month this year, 2008, is what I consider a national disgrace, and that is the fact that Alabama Vest, the person who designed, allegedly, historically, according to records and so on and so forth, what little information does exist about Alabama Vest, we know that, or at least we're giving him credit for designing the first American kazoo. That would be this guy right here. This kazoo, patented in 1902, is perhaps the original design that Alabama Vest showed to Thaddeus Van Clegg in about 1842. It wasn't, of course, until 10 years later, in 1852, that the kazoo was exhibited, and from what I'm reading and hearing, that Alabama Vest actually played the kazoo. These don't have any membranes anymore. At the museum, we don't fix things. We don't try to make them work. We take them just as they are, antiques, things out of the past. We don't try to repair them and make them brand new again. The tragedy is that all the years that have passed, this all happened in Macon, Georgia. And Alabama Vest and his friend, Thaddeus Van Clegg, it took them 10 years from 1842 to 1852 to make the kazoo and to show it at the Georgia State Fair. Georgia State Fair. Now, there is an organization called the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. And that is reserved for musicians and other people in the music industry, writers, blah, 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 who have excelled in the field of music and have some relationship with Macon, Georgia. Well, as far as we can tell, Alabama Vest lived in Macon, Georgia. So what better musical luminary to put in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame than Alabama Vest, right? Right? That makes sense? Okay? So I called this morning, I called the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. Hi. I told them who I was and what I was doing, and I said, is it true that Alabama Vest, the designer, let's call him the designer of the first, actually the American kazoo as we know it today, is not in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame? Is that possible? Is that at all possible? And she's a young lady I was talking to, said, well, yes, he's not in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. I said, is there any reason for that? She said, well, I've got to go. She said to me, no, I don't think there's any particular reason. And she didn't know if he had ever been nominated. Hope you can still hear me. But she said, you know, you can nominate him. You can go on the web. So I went on the web, and I got the form to nominate a person for the famous Georgia Music Hall of Fame, which we will be doing forthwith, whatever that means. What can I tell you? No nomination for the designer, perhaps even the inventor. Well, let's call them an invention. Kazoos weren't like this then, were they? No. The black population of the South, mostly slaves, used to use a form of Merliton in their music. These were early, before the name kazoo or the metal kazoo was established. These were, as we've showed past, made out of horns and reeds and bones and etc. And when Alabama, why do I want to call him Alexander? I don't know. When Alabama designed this and it was finally put into production, and we'll hear about that a little later, I got a frog in my throat. I think it's from swallowing the Kazaxi. Anyway, after hearing that he wasn't in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame and confirming that by talking to them on the telephone, I said to myself, hey, we've got to get a campaign going to get Alabama Vest installed, permanently installed, in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. Does that sound like a good idea to you guys? Huh? Does that sound like a good idea? I think so. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. You guys are all mixed up today. You don't know what you're doing. Listen. I don't know what's going to happen here. We're going to do 2 or 3 of these programs, these Black History Month programs, where we're talking about people who have excelled in various endeavors, especially in music. I mean, just about everybody, every famous musician, Louis Armstrong, Branton Marsalis, you name them, the list is as long as my arm, have all at one time or another played the kazoo. The kazoo being the instrument of the common man. Put that in your kazoo and blow it. The kazoo is the instrument of the common man. We're going to learn more about the common man, about the kazoo, about Black History Month when we come back in segment 2 of Captain Kazoo's Kazoo Review. We'll see you guys right after the commercial, which is coming up right now.